Hey guys, welcome to Urdu IT Academy's English for Professionals, lecture number 9, How to Give a Presentation. In this lecture, we're going to talk about giving a presentation, the basic presentation skills that you need, a review of the things that you learned from the first lesson, and how to kiss. In this lecture, student will be able to keep it simple, stupid, and student will be able to use all previous skills to give a presentation. The first skill that we ever learned was hello. The most important thing about saying hello is knowing your audience, okay? So I'm not going to go over how to say hello because you already know that. Instead, what we're going to go over is how to decide which hello is appropriate. You say hello the way that will grab your audience's attention. Make sure to understand the situation at hand. Give the people what they want, okay? That is very important. The hello that you give your colleagues is not the same hello that you give in front of a formal business pitch, right? It's very different. So you have to understand who you're talking to and how to say hello to them. And then you introduce yourself. Very briefly explain not only who you are and what your experience is, but also what it is you're doing, right? So my name is Hamza, and I am a young business professional who has been teaching on and off for 3 years. I have previous skill in the English language and in teaching and tutoring foreign languages. In 30 seconds, I explained everything about me, who I am, what I'm here to do. And you need to be able to do the same thing. You should have your introduction ready. You know who you are. So let other people know when you're giving a presentation. I would say you guys need to see a few TED Talks. These guys are really good at what they do, and when they come out and introduce themselves, it's very informal, and it's very much like they're having a one-on-one conversation with you. It's actually cool to see how they give a speech that's so informative and also very casual. I think it's a very important skill to learn, and so you should check a few of them out. Keep your audience involved. We went over this in the last lecture, and I think it's important to review a little bit. We went over anecdotes, elaboration, asking questions, and reader involvement. Anecdotes are when you give small stories from your own life that relate to whatever you're talking about. Elaboration is when you go over an idea over and over again to explain more about what it means. Asking questions is when you ask your audience questions so that they focus on the current idea. And reader involvement is when you involve your audience so that they're focusing on you and what you're talking about. Making mistakes is okay. A lot of people get caught up on being perfect, but you are human and there's nothing wrong with saying or In fact, it makes you relatable to the audience. This might sound weird, but if you make a mistake and just keep going, people will ignore your mistakes. Here's the thing, a lot of people focus more on the tone of voice rather than the actual words said. So if you make a mistake and you keep going pretending like you didn't, most people will not know that you made that mistake. I know that doesn't sound very intuitive, but it's very true. So, making mistakes is okay. Saying or is okay. And if you make a mistake and it's a big mistake, you can just go back, you can apologize, or you can explain what it was you actually meant. Making a mistake is not the end of the world. Confidence is important too. The more confident you are, the more your audience will believe you. More than likely, because you're IT professionals, the audience is your colleagues, students, or your bosses, depending on how and when you're giving a meeting or a presentation, okay? Be confident. You know what you're talking about. You know these people, and even if you don't, it's still not something that you should be afraid of because you know what it is you're talking about. Confidence is key. Learn from yourself and others. The most important thing in giving a presentation is practice. Practice with family, practice with friends, practice with a camera, practice with yourself. After a presentation, go over the presentation in your head and review the important things and what you felt you didn't do so well on, and then improve. Ask your teachers or your colleagues or even other professionals to help. Kashif Bhai and I will always be open resources. All you have to do is ask. This is me. When you guys first met me, when I first introduced myself, Kashif Bhai told you that I had previously spoken at TED. TED is a platform for young individuals who have done something to go and talk, okay? And here's the thing, when I first went on TED, I was very scared and I made a few mistakes in my speech. But here's the thing, I kept talking. And at the end, when I finally gave the final goodbye, I'm fairly confident that the audience knew what it was I wanted, and that the audience was very sure that I had done everything to my best ability and knew the information that I wanted them to. So here's the thing, making mistakes is okay, but if you go back and watch yourself do it, you can learn from yourself, and when you learn from yourself, you can improve and do it even better the next time. At the end of this lecture, I'm going to post a link to my TED Talk that you guys can go and watch it. You guys can see if I made mistakes or how I carried myself and see what it feels like to be giving a presentation at that level. The most important thing, and I know you guys have been waiting for this, kissing. That is to say, keep it simple, stupid. I'm not calling you stupid. That's not what this phrase means. It means that the more simple something is, the more easy it is to understand, the better it is. The more simple it is, the less likely it is to break. That's why you keep your presentation simple, you keep your language simple, and you keep your movements and the way you carry yourself simple. You don't make anything complex or complicated, and you don't make anything harder than it has to be. Okay? You have the skills for it, even if you don't have all of them. You have the necessary skills, you have the basics. You know English by now. Good luck. God bless. Take care.